Hi, I'm Adrian Nelson, and I am a holistic wellness practitioner. And I've got the doggies that are joining me for a video. So today I'd like to speak to you about Reiki. So what Reiki really is, where it is coming from, and what is it that an actual Reiki practice can do for you. All right. So first of all, I do Reiki with humans, with people. You can do it with plants, and I also do it with animals, called Animal Reiki. And I'm not using the animals to sell a product. They just came to pop up onto the couch now, because I'm house sitting for a friend of mine and I'm looking after them. They are the most adorable ever. And if I can actually share with you, on Animal Reiki, the first 2 days that I got here, these dogs were barking incessantly, non-stop, for 2 days flat. I was going absolutely insane. And then I did Animal Reiki with them, literally for like about 15 minutes. And they calmed down and they became the most beautiful little angels ever. So definitely has beautiful benefits to it. But just to really give you a bit of the history of Reiki, where it comes from. So what we have these days, we have what is called Usui Reiki, and it was found by a gentleman named Mikao Usui in Japan, and he was born in August 1865. I think it was the 15th of August, 1865. So he was a 60s baby. And so what really happened is that Mikao was born to a Buddhist family, quite a wealthy family, and he then went into his monastery training. And when he came to the monastery training, he came to find out about a kind of sort of energy healing training that has been around for a very, very long time. And it is basically knowledge that has been passed on from one master to the next, but it wasn't really a public thing. And so then at some point, Makawi wanted to know more about this. So he actually went he was in a cave on a mountain called Mount Karuma in Japan. And he was there for 21 days, fasting, praying, meditating. And on the 21st day, he had what we would basically call a spiritual awakening. So Sanskrit symbols have been made available to him or open to him, and there are 5 symbols, and those are the 5 symbols that we use in Reiki. Right, so there's a power symbol, a harmony symbol, a distance symbol, the master symbol, and it's almost you can call like the energy or the grounding symbol called Raku. So those are the 5 symbols, and that is basically what Reiki is based on. So how this came about is that when Mikao Usui then, got the symbols, he started to he realized that energy could really flow through him. He used it to do a lot of healing for others, because really that is what Reiki is. Reiki is the flow, the universal energy, the flow flows through the practitioner, um, into the body, and then the energy field of the client. Um, what is also great about Reiki is that as a practitioner, whenever you do a session for a client, you actually receive healing as well, which is just beautiful. But you don't really, Reiki practitioners don't give out energy. They don't do the healing for you. They are a conduit for the energy to flow through them, and then you are actually the one who is accepting the energy. So it's almost like we are making it available for you, and you are the one who's taking as much as you need. Now, there's a couple of things about Reiki which is quite cool. One, it is completely non-denominational. So yes, Mikao Usui was a Buddhist monk, but it's got nothing to do with Buddhism. It's got nothing to do with Christianity. And yes, it falls in line with spirituality, but it's not even about spirituality, because Reiki itself, Reiki, the REI part is like the universal wisdom, the universal knowing, the universal knowledge, and Ki is just energy. So it's about universal energy. Okay, Reiki is great for emotional well-being, bodily well-being, um, and it's just beautiful. It's really just beautiful. So I started my Reiki training in 2013. And along the way I obviously picked up a couple of other things as well: crystal healing, angel healing. Well, I've always been very intuitive, but Yeah, and these days I do regression hypnosis and, I do NLP life coaching. But Reiki guys basically goes into everything that I do because Reiki is it's a lifestyle, it's a way of being, and that is what I always teach to all of my Reiki students as well. I teach online and I teach in-person classes, but it is like, for example, if you study Reiki, it's on three levels. So level number one, which is in a sense the most work, it is about preparing yourself because it always starts with you. So it is about cleansing out all that which doesn't serve you in a positive way, letting go, emotionally healing yourself first. Then on Reiki level 2, that is when you become a practitioner, so you can give services to others. You obviously get certificates for all of this. Reiki level 3 is when you get, attuned, because you get attuned to the different symbols, because symbols carry energy. They are ancient, they carry energy, okay? And then you get, in Masters, you get attuned to the Master symbol and the Raku symbol. And that is when you can then also teach others and do initiations for others, attune others to the energy. And it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful thing to be able to do. It's beautiful because the thing for me that I love so much about, I think two, one about giving sessions to clients. And we don't have patients, we have clients, because we don't believe that anybody's sick. You can just have an imbalance, and Reiki is all about rebalancing your energy, getting your flow there, the universal energy flowing for you. That's why we have clients and not. See how good they are. See how good they are. Reiki. But yeah, so it's all about balancing energy. Okay. Um, And yeah, so what can you expect when you come for a Reiki session? Well, first of all, the experience is beautiful. I usually say it is like taking your soul on a vacation, because you will be there. You would normally be in a sitting position or in a laying position, just beautifully calmed and relaxed. And there's not really a wrong way to do it. And apart from the fact that it's completely non-denominational, it's also completely non-invasive. And what it means is that sometimes some people do like to be touched very gently, all right? And if you want to think of Reiki in very simple terms, actually, you can think of it as a touch of love. Because think of it like when you were a small baby and you were crying, or you were uneasy, or you got like a little dog, or even like this doggy that I'm petting right now. It's about gentle touch. And as human beings, sometimes we live in a world where the beauty of touch has almost kind of lost a lot of its validity and like just the beautiful thing that it is. All right. But the wonderful thing about Reiki, because it's energy, you can have a session with somebody right here in front of you, and you can give a session to somebody on the other side of the world, and the results remain beautiful. So whether you actually receive a Reiki treatment in person, you come to me for this beautiful practice, but whether you come to my practice or whether I do a distance Reiki session with you on the other side of the world, I still spend the same amount of time, the same amount of energy, all of those beautiful things. But I've had beautiful results with people on the other side of the world. That's beautiful. Okay, so in that sense also, when you do come for a Reiki session, you it's literally non-invasive, so you don't need to be touched. The practitioner's hands can just kind of be like beautifully around you, and you feel it. It's this beautiful. Some people feel warm, some people feel cold, some people feel like a tingly energy. I normally get this beautiful feeling in my hands, which is just great. And the way that I do my Reiki sessions is, I connect, first of all, I will have the flow of energy into me, protect my own energy field, because you want to be sure what energy you are going to let through your filter. You're not just going to flow any kind of energy. And that is why training is very important. Very, very, very important. And that is why also I say you live a Reiki way, you live a Reiki lifestyle. But so I will first then, protect my energy, connect from my heart to your heart, protect your energy, call in your guides, call in your angels, guardian angels, all the help and support. Make sure that the space is clear, and then what I normally find is I will experience what you are experiencing in your body. So if you have discomfort maybe in your lower back, you've been struggling with headaches, things like that, I would normally pick that up. And then what I would do, because we are all one, I would then send love to that part in my body. So I still have my hands, hovering around you or in a distant session, but then what I would do is I then send healing to that part in my body, and then when I feel that it's easing up in my body, then I know that it's easing up in your body, because we are all one, because we are all connected. Okay, isn't that beautiful? And what I also do is I do use angel healing in my sessions, because angels are just beautiful. They want to help us and they're all around, so if they want to help us, if they can help us, why not just welcome their help and their love and light into sessions? I also use crystals, and there's actually a specific module called Crystal Reiki, which is something that I have a certificate for, but I've been doing it for many years because I really started my Crystal Reiki training in 2014, which is just beautiful. And I think the thing that really got me about crystal healing is that I I remember I hurt my back when I was very young. I had a piece of wood that dropped on my head. We were offloading wood from a truck, and because I got a bit bored after a while, I was playing around and fooling around, and the piece of wood landed on top of my head. But then it hurt my lower back, and I used to have problems with my lower back throughout my life, really. Sometimes it was bad, sometimes it wasn't so bad. But then this one time it got really, really bad, and I went to a cherry farm, and I got so excited, and I don't know what I thought cherries grew on. I suppose like strawberries. I thought it was on the ground, and my mother's always been a baker, an incredible baker. But then suddenly I saw that cherries grow in these really, really large trees. My cousin took me to a cherry farm, and there were red ones and black ones, and they were on these really big ladders. And so I got on the ladder and I started to fool around, and obviously at some point I fell off the ladder, and the ladder went that way and I went that way. But it was quite a long drop. And oh, my back was in the worst state ever. And nothing I did medically worked. And then I went to my friend. I remember it was the 31st of December. And I went to my friend, and he did a session with me, a 2-hour session. And my back has not been a problem since. Not even since. Not even once. So I was like, okay, there must be something with this. So what I do is I do combine my crystal healing with Reiki. Sometimes people just want just a Reiki session, which is beautiful, and we can do that. But I do quite a lot of what I do intuitively. But yeah, so don't need to be touched during a Reiki session. You remain fully clothed. You can keep your shoes on if you want to. The experience is just beautiful. And then some of the things that Reiki works for, some of the things that it's great for, is it's really great for de-stressing. If you panicked about something, it's great if you got some phobias or things, just sending healing to those parts. And of course, sometimes you need to do some deeper work, like cord cuttings, maybe, negative thoughts and beliefs or energies or entities that is stuck to you. I do those. Sometimes I go into DNA activation, which is just really unlocking your greatest potential. So the potential's already inside all of you. It's just about unlocking it, really. Yeah, and then just de-stressing, trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating. Especially sometimes people have troubles with their health, and you can't really tell what the problem is, but there's a problem. It's really great for those, because usually, or let's rather say often, it is a energy imbalance, or it can be stuck energy, like the same way that dirt can get stuck in the corners of your house. Negative energy and experiences and traumas and those type of things can get stuck in your energy field and causes unpleasant experiences. Something that's really beautiful that a lot of people really benefit from a lot is to have a Reiki session before you have invasive surgery. So before you go to theater and get narcotics and anesthesia and those type of things, because even though you don't consciously feel what's happening to you, your body is still experiencing the strain and the stress of the surgery. So a lot of times it really helps to prepare yourself for that. And even if you're gonna, cut your plants or cut your grass or something like that, just in your own capacity, it's because, remember, when you can get into the mindset that we are all loved, that we're all one, and that we are all alive, then when you can go to a grass and say, listen guys, I'm gonna cut you tomorrow. If you go to the trees and say, guys, in 2 days time, I'm gonna prune you all. So that it's not so traumatic an experience for them. And then they also grow out much better, faster. And I know to some people it might sound very silly, but in reality, it can be a beautiful, beautiful thing if you're going to cut your hedges and you say, you know what, now, Adrian, or any other Reiki practitioner, I'm going to cut my hedges, I'm going to prune my garden, I'm going to change my garden or whatever, I'm going to, change the ground. Do you maybe want to come in and do some preparatory Reiki work? It works beautifully. It grows, your stuff grows back beautifully. It is just wonderful. It is just absolutely wonderful. And of course the same for animals. Animal Reiki is such a beautiful thing just for your household pets. Dog, cat, go baby. You want to go? Dog, cat, goldfish. Goldfish actually have a lot of intelligence. People think that they don't. And I mean, your goldfish can live up to like 50 years. And they get quite large, quite beautifully large. Horses, just beautiful. And then another wonderful one would be to have a Reiki session after you've had invasive surgery or after you've been in a hospital or something like that, because it just helps it just helps with the speeding up healing process, because now we're working on a spiritual level, or as well as an emotional level, as well as on a health level. So it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. The benefits are just wonderful, and I always recommend that you speak to your medical practitioner. And this is not something that anybody can guarantee, because you get healing to the point that you are ready to receive. But there have been cases before where where patients got reduced dosages of medication, for example. But very importantly, this is something that you will discuss with your medical practitioner. You will say to your medical practitioner, I'm receiving, Reiki sessions, holistic sessions, New Age sessions, whatever you want to call them, sound therapy, which is so beautiful. And I combine that sometimes with some of my sessions as well, because it's just amazing. But it's about speaking to your practitioner, and it's about getting the medical side to work along with your holistic wellness and spiritual side. All right. So I will definitely recommend a Reiki session to anybody, even if it's just for the experience, because it's like going to a spa, but somehow it's even better, because it's for your soul. If you want to know more about it, feel more than welcome to visit my website. The link is in the comments below. If you like the video, you're more than welcome to like it, share it with others who might be interested. Subscribe to the channel. I do beautiful tarot card readings. I'm 37 at the time of making this video, so we are in September 2019, and I think I was 19 or 20 when I first started doing tarot card readings, which is beautiful. I do tarot, oracle, crystal readings. I do it quite intuitively. It's just beautiful, just general channeling that I do. And I bring it all together in these Reiki sessions, because it's all about energy healing. It's all about beauty. It's about love and light. And it's about serving the greatest good of all. So if you are interested and you want to know more, contact me and let me know. Thank you for listening. Wishing you all the best from my heart to yours. Acknowledging the great soul that you are, that you've always been, and you forever will be. Namaste.